Hi everyone, how's it going? Well, today I want to talk about how to analyze licks and phrases. So, the one idea I want you to take from today, besides the analysis part, is whenever you learn a phrase, make sure to learn from the phrase. Learn the concepts, bits, and pieces that are the building blocks of that phrase. And you'll get 10 or 20 or 30 times more than just learning a lick. For this example, I'm going to use a lick from my 51 Galactic Jazz Licks course. You can check it out, the link is in the description below. Select the major 7 licks over here. And we're going to go with this first example. So take a listen. It's just over a static C major 7 chord. Listen again slowly. Okay, so it's very simple. Let me explain. I use brackets to show the different concepts. I use circles to mark the target tones. And I use text just to say what's going on. It's really basic. Sometimes I'll use arrows and stuff like that. So let's jump right in and you'll understand. It's very simple. The first thing that we have here is an enclosure to the third. So if you're not, maybe you're not familiar with what enclosures are, but basically there's many ways to approach a chord tone, a target tone, and one of the most popular ones is probably chromatics and all kinds of enclosures. Enclosures can be diatonic or non-diatonic, as in chromatic. In this example, for example, there's one chromatic note, and it's all just surrounding this note over here, which is the third, and we're aiming to the third. And then we're successfully hitting the third, and then we start moving from one target tone to another. So here's the first target tone, it's the root, moving to the third. You can notice that these target tones of C major, this is C right here, they're landing on strong beats. So it's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, so basically root, third, root, fifth. And all of these other notes are just a bunch of chromatic notes in between to bridge between now one note to the other. So the root goes to the third goes to the root goes to the fifth, and then I'm playing the triad. So I just used this blue line over here, the bluish line, turquoise line, to indicate just like the triad. So basically, you can really see that there's movement that is smaller, and then all these chromatic notes also use more stepwise, kind of smaller motions, leading into a more opener sound like a triad, which is using a wider interval, which is a thirds, a bunch of thirds. And it's something that you can really notice whenever you're analyzing jazz phrases, that there's a lot of wide versus narrow, not only in jazz, in other styles as well. Over here, with this pinkish bracket, I just was thinking of E minor pentatonic, which is diatonic to C major. And yeah, just using, it's all diatonic notes, but I had the feel in my fingers and in my mind that I'm playing over an E minor pentatonic. At least that's what I'm assuming. The diatonic enclosure over here leads into F. So this is a diatonic, this A, G, and E into an F is kind of surrounding the F note. It's kind of like, aiming, this whole structure is just aiming to get into F. And then I'm playing an F major 7, supposed to be 7, add 9, diatonic arpeggio. So F major 7 is actually a diatonic arpeggio. And even though I'm playing over C major, I'm playing an F major 7, add 9 arpeggio because it's diatonic to the scale. So enclosure aiming to the root of F major, then playing this diatonic arpeggio. So I just made this line over here to represent the arpeggio. This is once again just the target tone. And then using drop twos. If you're not familiar with drop twos, and by the way, if you're not familiar with how to really, internalize all of these concepts on the entire fretboard, check out my Galactic Modern Guitar series to become a harmonically, melodically aware guitar player. Drop twos are concepts that are usually used in arrangement and usually referred to as chord voicings, and I love using them as arpeggios. So I arpeggiate some drop twos right here. This is an A minor 7 sus4 drop two right there, going into an E7 sus4 arpeggio right here. So once again, just using brackets, naming the concept, and this is a way wider. You can see that the notes are further apart, the intervals are wider. There's a fifth right here, then there's a second and a fourth, and then a bunch of fourths over here, and just ending the phrase on the major 7 right there. By the way, if you enjoyed this phrase, make sure to check out my 51 Galactic Jazz Licks course. When joining 51 Galactic Jazz Licks, I also make sure to keep you motivated by sending you these types of analysis to your email inbox. Then the next thing to do, of course, is take all of these concepts and apply them on tunes, on standards, on songs, whatever you want to. And that's how you get the most out of learning a phrase. Okay, so hopefully you got some cool ideas about how to analyze and understand phrases. Please support this channel by liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell because there's so many more videos coming up. And also check out the videos from last week, like the diminished video or the 4 must-know concepts. And I'll see you next week. Thanks for being here. Bye.